Everybody, so welcome, morning. Thank you for joining. We about to get it popping, get it jumping in here. And yes, I had coffee. So let's go. So with that being said, hey, we are in the season and it is hot already. I don't know what state you're in, but it's New York. So when it's hot starting out this time of morning, it's going to be a good day.
Oh yeah,
So I think what is it? You're in Arizona, so I know you hot.
Arizona. So yeah, it's hot.
I think I was in Arizona one time for a conference for Lewis, maybe a couple of times now for Lewis conference. And
Mhm.
I could see the smoke coming off the ground hot. Like,
Yeah, it
damn.
gets pretty warm. It was funny. We had to move up 3 flights of stairs, and some people don't know how long it takes to move some furniture up 3 flights of stairs. So she's like, "Hurry, hurry! I'm on a budget. I'm on a budget." And I'm like, "Look, man, I'm going at the speed that I can. I'm not gonna break your stuff unless you want me to break all your stuff."
Oh, don't
But
tell me what's his name? Kurt put you on a move now.
oh yeah, no, I want to do it all. I go, I want to do it all. I've been doing claims. I'm doing the sales calls. I'm doing the whole thing because I go the best way to learn about the business is to be in the business. Now I want to work on the business, but I also want to be in the business to respect everybody who does what they do.
Gotcha,
I'm
gotcha.
done with the summer though. I think like that was. I got enough respect for that now. Like one was enough.
Yeah, I think when onboarding, so like when I onboard my GM in the past, basically I kind of want them to go through all of the stages of the company
Yeah.
so that they can kind of get a feel, especially if I'm hiring someone that hasn't been like a mover or and not necessarily you want to hire promote one of your movers as a GM of your location unless they really can do the administrative stuff.
Yeah.
But so I had to hire from outside in, and the person I hired from outside in had more administrative experience than they had field experience, but
Hmm.
they weren't shy of doing physical work. So
Yeah.
I think what I wanted them to do is like, hey, get a feel for what the movers go through. And then basically, and I don't want you out there all the time, but like go out there for like a couple of jobs in the beginning, get a feel for it, and then basically work your way through sales, work your way through dispatch, all the way up to being that GM. So
Yeah.
that you kind of feel like, oh well, hey, if you guys are hitting you with things that you never experienced before, it's kind of like, okay, well, I kind of understand a little bit about your role, so I
Hmm.
could kind of be more proactive. And I
Yeah.
thought that was good. But the turnaround for a GM, which is the scary part, it could be up to about a month
Hmm.
because you want to make sure that they trained in every aspect: mover, driver training, sales management, dispatch, and then their own position.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. There's a show called Undercover Boss, and I love that show personally
I've been
because
thinking about doing it, but
yeah.
since I'm the face of all my orientation videos, I don't think I'm gonna do it.
It'd be kind of difficult. Yeah, it would be kind of difficult. It'd be like, is that back? White back?
I can't even remotely dress like a mover and just like, hey guys, how are you? This is my first day. No, they know me.
Yeah, yeah. But it's such a respectful place to be in. Um, just kind of working in the field, working through the process because it helps you respect the others and it helps you communicate better, I think. And
Hmm.
so I think it's important to like, yeah, I've been where you've been, I understand, and I'm there for you. I'm there to support you. It's just proper leadership. That's what I think about it.
Yeah. So when you went out there as a mover, did you experience the ability to load the truck, or like tell us about your experience?
I did, yeah. And what's really cool is there's so many little things to look at, like loading versus being the packer versus because the loaders really have to think through the process. They can't just put everything on the truck and like, all right, we're driving off. Like, no, you have to know where you're loading what and why you're doing it so that you don't break or damage anything.
Hmm.
Steven's our GM, and the guy is amazing at what he does. Now, when it comes to driving the truck, got a lot of respect for them too, because that is not an easy task by any means. By any means.
Did
I'm
you
not
drive?
big on truck driving. Yeah, I'm not big on truck driving. But again, I'll try anything a couple times because the first time you do anything, you're gonna suck at it. At least that's my personal
Who you
experience.
telling? I don't want to go
Yeah.
back to that story. The first time I drove a 26-foot truck. Uh, one of my best friends that started the company with me is actually on the live stream today, which is great.
Mhm.
And obviously I guess he can remember the first time like we had to drive I had to drive a 26-foot U-Haul truck to a customer's house. And I was just like, when I say scared shitless, I was scared shitless. Like, God damn, why is this truck make wide turns? And I'm like, damn, is that car on the other side gonna move? He knew I got
Going like 15 miles per hour on the freeway, like I don't want to hit anybody. I don't want anyone to hit me. I'm just going. I'm gonna get there.
And the sad part it was a U-Haul. And U-Haul trucks ain't always up to standard. So it's just like I'm trying to make a turn, the truck is dragging and everything. I'm like, God damn, turn right now. Like, this is embarrassing.
Yep, yep. You get to learn as you go through the flow, that's for sure.
So, but no, it was, great times, But I think like I said, with this summer coming, it's going to definitely be challenging already. Obviously I'm already starting to see where some of the challenges are coming in. And I think, and I guess correct me if I'm wrong for those that's listening in, and yourself, Cliff, is these customers, we already knew that they were inaccurate sometimes with their inventories or inaccurate with their details of their move. And no matter how good our guys can do out there, like I almost feel bad for them because it's like, hey, we spent the proper amount of time talking to this customer, going through the process. And then for them to still hit us with, oh, I forgot the basement. Or, oh, I forgot to tell you I had another 50, 60 items.
Yeah,
And it's just like,
yeah,
but I need everything to be moved.
yeah.
Well, your job is going to go over in time. Well, I told them that I was going to have a full 5-bedroom home.
hmm
Well, damn,
Yeah,
you only told them you had 20 items though.
yeah, yeah.
You know?
And it goes back to like I said, I like being in every part of the business. And the reason I like doing that, this is a game of communication,
Mm,
like and they don't know how long it takes to do something. Like what was really funny, so the woman who was complaining about hurrying everything up, she actually tried to move something, right? So she
mm.
tried to move something really, really small because she wanted everything to go fast. And then she went up those 3 flights of stairs. And she felt how hard it is to go up 3 flights of stairs when you're holding something. And she got real quiet on having us speed up because she realized like sometimes they just need to go through a little bit of what we're doing to say, "Oh crap, that's harder than I thought it was."
Right.
no wonder they're taking, no wonder they're taking their time bringing this couch up these 3 flights of stairs. That makes more sense.
All right, we got a return guest, y'all, joining the meeting.
All right.
So, but yeah, no, that's the thing. It's just like, customers are paying for us to do the job. And it's very rare. Like we had a situation like several years ago. Welcome, Verna.
What's up,
Good
Verna?
morning. Good morning.
So,
Sorry about that, you guys.
no problem, no problem.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to get the guys out the
Good to
door.
have you.
Yeah.
If you want to introduce yourself again to the people.
Hey, you guys. I'm Verna Owens. I own Ventures Are Moving Us. I'm out of Dallas, Texas, where everybody's trying to move to.
I don't know. I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about the Houston area, but
Hey, the labor down there is a little bit different, though.
I don't know. If I move down there, the company ain't coming with me at this point. At that point, I don't know. Like when I went to Florida, it was just like, hey, you know what? I just want to live on a beach. I don't want to deal with this headache.
Oh yeah.
But no. So we was talking about the customer kind of understanding what we go through, you know, and how they're sometimes like so forceful, like, oh, these guys need to hurry up. They need to hurry up. Going up 3 flights of stairs in 90-degree weather. And they're like, oh, they're moving slow. One guy was moving slow. Yes, he was. You know, and it's just one of those things where it's just like, you know, we have people that say, oh, I had to get the guys water. And yeah, I didn't know if I was supposed to do that or not, you know, and I feel like, you know, that like lady, you gave him faucet water. Like, are you complaining? Like, you know, you even have to come out of your pocket. And I feel so disrespected when they do give you faucet water. I'm not trying to be ungrateful, don't get me wrong. But but it's like, you're gonna give me faucet water with no ice. I don't even know if you wash a cup clear, like clean and everything. And I'm just like, I don't know if I want to drink this. I'm about to just drink my spit.
I know some of these customers. Actually, had a customer the other day. My guys was going to drink her water, but they noticed that she was filling up already cups already red. You know, she was filling up water bottles already. So they thought they was opening up brand new bottled water bottles, and she was already, and she had and her house wasn't that clean at the time.
Oh boy!
So they was like, oh man, it's okay. We don't want no water. We don't want no water, because they ran out of water bottles out here. It's, you know, that's the thing about it. Like, a lot of customers think that guys don't have water. It's just they run out. It's so hot. They doing so much work, and they run out of water. And then when customers give them water, they say, oh yeah, I gave them water. That should be enough, you know, and, you know, I did this for them. I did that for them. And, you know, like, okay, you got people coming in at your house. Of course you should offer them water or do something for them, you know.
Yeah,
we need to get some never gonna move you again cards just in case. We gotta keep them handy and give them to some client, like, here you go.
Actually, I do. I do. I have people's numbers saved. I'm never moving that person. Or, you know, if somebody make me mad, one of my moving buddies, I'll send it to them for a gag. So,
oh man,
that's the thing. Like, the moving industry has to form together and make sure we all know those special clients. Just put the list down, the big old list. Like,
yeah, no, the challenge is definitely when they call and they're like, yeah, remember you moved me a year ago and you got that big do not move again sign on their car. And they're like, oh, do you have availability on the 5th? And I'm like, no, unfortunately we're full. What about the 6th or 7th? God damn it. No, we don't have no availability. Like, and you're just trying to figure out a way to
won't be available until 2026. I am sorry.
Yeah, but I sometimes I move those people. If I don't want to move them again, I give them a crazy price and see if they go for it. And if they do, and then I'll be like, okay, it's worth it. You know, it's a different kind of price. Like, I'll be like, okay, well, I can't move you until Sunday. And I know Sunday is my crazy price day. And then I'll move them. And then I'll tell my guys, you know, this is going on, this is going on, this is going on, so they can prepare for that customer.
Yeah.
It's a price limit. I can move them, but at that price that they want, I won't move them.
Gotcha. You said that's Sundays? Because I thought you said you was off on Sundays typically.
No, that's why I said I'll move them on my high price Sundays. Like, so on Sunday, I'll raise my price crazy up. So, and then I'll tell my guys, hey, I got the special client. I'll get you guys extra pay. She's gonna be a headache, but this is your pay. And, you know, if they want to do it, they go do it.
Get everyone on board.
Makes sense. Yeah, and that's how I do it on Sundays as well. If we fill up on Monday through Saturday, it's one of those things where it's like, it's optional. Hey guys, do y'all want to work on this day? Do y'all want to get some money on Sunday? And if they say, yeah, okay, great. You know, we'll
then you're booking. Yeah. I got it, guys. I have, you know, it's football season. So on Sundays, during the football season, they don't work. But on Sundays, when there's no football season, they're like, hey, can you put something on Sunday for me? And, you know, they want to work on Sundays sometimes. So, but I told them I just don't like Sundays. I just want to breather. You know, I just want to just
exactly.
Just, you know, therapy.
Yep.
God.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things where, you know, we definitely need a mental break. You know,
Yeah.
even if we're not working, we as owners are always working mentally. And
Yeah.
it's one of those things where if we know that our doors and our trucks are moving on a day that even though we're off physically,
Yeah.
mentally we're not off.
Yeah, we still there. Yeah.
You know, we're just thinking like, when is that truck gonna be back in the yard?
Yeah.
Well, you know, who's gonna
That's
show
why
off on Monday?
people be like, "Hey, what you doing?" I'm still working. Like, you're not doing nothing. No, my truck is still out. I can't do nothing until my truck is in the yard. I'm off, and you have that.
Mhm.
Oh, everything's done. Woo!
Now, what's your take on guys that's just been like, oh yeah, you know, boss, can I borrow the vehicle tonight and I'll bring it back in the morning? You know, I don't want to, you
Oh
know,
no. Oh no, no. I used to have like if guys get back late and they need to take a bus home or anything, I used to have an extra vehicle there. I used to have an ADB car. It's like an ugly car, you know, but they can drive it home because sometimes so it was like a $400 or $500 car. But like with everything, movers try to take advantage of that stuff.
oh
So
yeah,
I was like, all right, no, that car can't, got rid of that. But I was trying to, my first thing was as a mover myself, what can I do to help these movers out a lot? What can I do to make their lives better, to know when they come back from a long day move, if they got to catch the bus, they don't have no ride home. Uber was costing money. So that helped out, especially in the beginning. But they take advantage of stuff like that.
oh yeah. So we actually had some benefits in place where we had a Uber account set up.
Ooh.
Well, it wasn't like a Uber account set up, but it was more like the way I designed it was the guys that were interested in it would put away money, like it would be allocated to a bank account, and
Oh,
it'll be our bank account, but it'll be a bank account for them, and
okay.
I would title it their name so that it wouldn't be a part of our funds, you know, as a
Oh,
business. So part of their direct deposit will go in, will go into that account, and then some of their direct deposit will go into their main account.
okay.
And then basically, anytime they needed to order Uber, we could essentially just cash app them the funds so that they can order their Uber.
Oh, okay.
So it was like a put away fund.
Okay. Okay.
And it worked out for quite some time. And I figured like maybe after a certain period, if they got up to like, let's say 3 months, 4 months, and they got up to like a massive amount, like $600 or whatever the case is, okay, we'd probably give some of that money back to them at that point, because likelihood of them spending $600 on Uber, it shouldn't be that crazy.
Okay.
So it worked out for quite some time, but then, when guys really start needing the money, they want to start like, oh, well, hey, I need this, can I get that? And it just starts to kind of get away from the goal.
Yeah.
We also did like a flex savings plan in our company at one point, where the summer months, we knew that the winter season was bad. So we would do like in the summer months, starting from like June until like late September, we would take it'll be 20 weeks. We'll take up to 5 to 10 hours from the guys. The guys would say, well, hey, I want to allocate 5 hours or 10 hours. So we would take the 5 to 10 hours and we'll put it into another holding account. And then basically at the end of the 20 weeks, we'll ask them, how do you want it reallocated? Do you want it all in one big lump sum, or do you want it distributed over the next 20 weeks we deem to be slow? And then now they're starting those 20 weeks with 10 hours, 5 to 10 hours, and then they get their regular hours.
Okay.
So it was a way for them to like stretch their money throughout the year versus spending all their money in the immediate time.
Yeah.
And again,
that work out?
It worked out. Only not so many people got into it, because obviously a lot of people want their money now versus later. And then again, tomorrow's never promised. Where it's like, oh well, I don't even know if I'm gonna be here around the winter or whatever the case is. But for us, it was like, hey, if you at least put away for the 20 weeks, whether you left or you stayed, we were gonna give you your 20 hours or 200 hours that you put away for.
Okay.
So again, with some things like that, with these movers, money management is just not a thing on the table.
Mm-mm. Yeah, because I would love to do something like that, but for me that's more time consuming. Because at first I was like, all right, let me give my movers my time. Let
Mhm.
me, because I work for them. I work for them. They work for me. So I'm gonna make sure I take care of them. But after a while, you learn that a lot of these guys just don't care. They care about the job and everything, but they don't care about your time. So I'm like, okay, let me get my time back. I'm gonna stop doing this, and I'm just gonna be firm in what I do now. Because
Mhm.
I was the the buddy owner. Like, let's go, you guys. I'm there for you. What you need, you know. The mamas call me up. The girlfriends call me up. I had a mom call me up yesterday. Just I had to block her because I told him I don't do that anymore. But I think that was good, commendable of you to do that. But I know sometimes, trial and error, trying to learn how to really balance these movers is hard.
Oh yeah, trying to find a happy medium.
So
I know that. Go ahead,
I,
Cliff.
I want to give your guys' thoughts on this because I'm always looking to like, okay, what do I learn? How do I apply certain things? And I'm listening to Louis Massaro, and he's talking about how he has an A crew, a B crew, and a C crew. And the
Yeah, I
A
have
crew,
those,
like
yeah,
that's your go-to team, right? The C crew's like, please don't break anything, right?
yeah, yeah,
And he goes, don't tell them about each other unless you have incentives to move them up. And so I go straight into sports reference, right? Like, okay, you got your first string, your second string, and your third string. And your first string knows why they're first string, and the third string knows why they're third string.
yeah,
And giving incentives to make them say, okay, I want to get up to first string. Because if I get to first string, I get first string benefits.
yeah.
What are you guys' thoughts on that? Like, do you incorporate anything like that?
Um, well, my so I have different crews go out in different ways, but they already know. Everybody already knows. Uh, Antonio's crew, they go out and they do all the big houses. Antonio, Melvin, and them, and then I have my small apartment movers that they just love apartments, and there's one bedrooms and two bedrooms, and they like doing two or three of those.
Mm,
Different movers like different things. Some movers just don't like houses. They want to go
mhm,
inside the high rises going in and out. But some of the movers some of my team likes the houses only. They don't like, they want to work all day for us.
mm,
So, and all my crews are pretty much, they can all pack, wrap, everything. Um, but I do, when I have a new guy, I kind of mix them in so they can all go up at the same time. I just have, I don't have, I have ABC, but I have more of like skill levels, like I try to mix in some so I can bring these people up faster.
no, I
But
like that.
but like my Antonio is my A crew and Melvin's an A crew. Um, I, I mix in those C's. I know these are
Yeah,
A. I go by each person. Like, oh, this is an A, this is an A. I can mix them in with a C, and then they'll bring that C up to a B. Average
yeah,
out.
yeah. No, I like
Yeah,
that. I like that.
yeah,
No, I don't. I think I don't. No, I never put a rating to my guys. Obviously, I guess I do it off of the crews. Like, okay, well, hey, what crew seems to work best together?
yeah.
Um, some guys can't work long days. Some guys can't work long days. So, the guys that do work the long days, are they having any incidents or customer complaints because they've been on a long day or whatever the case is? Because everybody say, oh, I want to work, I want to work, I want to get these 40 hours, and then they really don't. And I know that, like, in this industry, if you're doing 40 hours and hopefully if that's including the drive time, okay, you're good. But if that's
Mhm.
not including drive time and that's straight lifting, yeah, about that. Like, it's tough.
Yeah, no, I
So
believe that.
I try to like do a solid rotation where it's like, well, hey, you were on a big job yesterday, okay, you're on a big job in 2 days from now, and then I'll put the next crew on a big job, whatever the case is. So I try to have some type of rotation so that, these guys could have some piece of sanity, because these customers are crazy. They're more crazier than we think, especially when these guys are on the job.
Oh
And
yeah.
I've been out there. I try never to introduce myself as the owner. I try to like just see what the customer says when I go out there as a driver or mover, or whatever the case is, to see if they're going to be crazy.
Do you
Yeah.
change your name? Do you change your name?
Oh no, I don't think
So
I don't put my face around everywhere. So I hope that they don't do research.
change your name. So that's why I say so. My sales name or my owner name is Brandon. But then when I go out to the job, my name is Verna, because the guys always slept up. I used to have it switched up, but the guys mess up now, so they know me as Verna. So they was like, oh yeah, this is Verna. I told them never introduce me as an owner. I'm just a mover. I'm like one of the head movers. I just came over to check. So that's how I do it. Just change your name, and then because sometimes you got those guys that be funny and just say, oh yeah, he's the owner, just to mess with the customer.
Yeah, no, one of my older vets, he does that a lot, where it's just like, oh yeah, he's the main man. He's the main man.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
damn it, don't mention that.
Will take care of you.
Yeah.
Like, then the customer like, well, since you the main man, I ain't gonna tip you. God
Yeah.
damn it, I was looking forward to that.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Don't you hate that too? They be getting those. I be out there helping them. I know, like, man, I just got you guys, man. I just did a good job with them. And the guys, they tip out all the other movers, and they tip me out because oh, you the head guy. That's why I stopped doing that. That's why I started saying the mover. Hold on one second. I'm sorry, you guys. I got to answer this call.
All right, no problem, no
You're
problem.
The struggle in the moving industry is real.
Yeah, it is. Oh man, but no, God darn it. So no, yeah, ultimately, like I said, we can only do what we can do. As far as, like I said, I think one of the things that I think we're going to be incorporating going forward, I guess, to try to make life a little easier, is I think trying to really do like a change order or something like that. Especially for these customers that are, being a little inaccurate, especially if you walk through with them on a phone call, get their inventory, or even do a video with them, and then they're still like, well, hey, I missed a whole sector, or whatever the case is. And it's like, God damn, that whole sector is a whole nother truck, but then they're like, well, I did tell them I had a living room, or I did tell them I had a basement. Well, yeah, we understand you have a basement, and a basement's supposed to be 200, 300 cubes, and it's 700. Like, did you have a two bedroom in a basement? And that makes a difference, but then they don't want to pay for any extra time. So I feel like something like that needs to be addressed in the beginning of the job with a foreman or so like that, and kind of go from there.
Yeah, healthy communication. And look, like what's so tough is these people are stressed out, right? They're going on their move, they're going through their stress, and we get to go through our stress too, because sometimes we're walking into something we don't know we're walking into. And it's I say everything lives and dies by leadership. Like, that's what I love so much about the game, is saying like, okay, this is an internal game before it is an external game. And what I mean about that is, how am I thinking through this problem, this issue? Because sometimes our clients really like giving us these unnecessary problems, and we have to figure out where's the solution here, where's the solution there.
Yeah, hold
But
on. All right, I would say, hold down the fort real quick, Cliff. And I got the busy season right now.
and this is how it is during the summertime.
Right.
Juggle.
All right, hold on one sec. I'll be right back. Hold the fort down.
All right, so I hope you all are enjoying this broadcast and the information and the value that we're looking to bring. But as you can see, summer is here, and I hope you're just as busy going through your process, learning a lot through your process. My main takeaway is the game is always adjusting, always be adjusting, always doing your best, and figuring out how to put systems in place so you're not always putting out every single fire in the game. One thing that I did learn, and this is through working with Curtis specifically, is it's important to have a great GM in place, and having a great GM who can support you, guide you, and can communicate to the movers, because some movers don't actually respect owners, but they respect the GM.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
know
you're
where
right.
you stand. Know where you stand. Welcome back, Verna. How you doing,
Yeah,
brother?
yeah, you're right. I do need a GM.
Yeah.
Yeah, I well, I micromanage, so I do have somebody at the office with the guys right there with them.
Mhm.
But he's yeah. One thing in the moving industry is having people come and be on time. Um, I sometimes so I have a older guy. I get an older guy. He's an older guy. I think I already told you guys. He's about 60 years old.
Mhm.
He comes out, get the trucks ready. He's always on time. I love it. He's always productive. He comes out there, get the trucks out, um, supplies, boxes, all that stuff. That part is really good. But you got to understand with these older people, technology is not too good. Trying to text people, trying to see where the movers are. He'll call and say, "Hey, where you guys at?" and all that other stuff. But
Yeah.
he can't do the other things that I need him to do as a GM. But
Yeah.
but he's on time. I really need that because I had other guys that can do
Mhm.
everything I wanted them to do, but they were something happened or they call out. Every month something. Oh, I got to do this. Can't be there this morning. So I needed somebody consistent. And when you get older people that has that work ethic, it's beneficial, but sometimes it's you gotta the technology with them, and that's what I'm learning. I'm trying to do more things so I can make it more tech savvy for him right now.
Yeah.
So he's working on it. So right now he's getting our. I have I have this CMR system that he's getting used to right now. So
Okay.
yeah. So
You
Oh,
know, it's
technology.
crazy. Like I look at, like, the more I go through this journey, because you were saying sometimes I place two A's together with the C and it brings the
yeah,
C up to a B, right? And
yeah,
I start looking at, like, the game's so complex because everyone's an A in something, right?
yeah,
And it's figuring out, like, okay, how do I get these guys to work together in a unit to move the business forward? And
mhm,
how do I get them to see that? Like, because culture is everything at the end
yeah,
of the day. If you
yeah,
have crappy culture, there's nothing you can do. And you'll see, like, things just fall apart and
yeah,
die. But when you can go, like, okay, how do I get all of these people working together? Like, how do I get this guy who has this great work ethic? He's always on time. He's terrible with technology. And
yeah,
this guy who he's great with technology, he's horrible with time. Like,
yeah.
and combine them and get them rising together.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, that's the part. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's just it's so I. But my thing is, I'd rather have somebody just come to work and be on time and just get it done instead of that guy that he's really good, but he's never on time.
Hmm.
Because I can deal with as long as I can get the movers out there, I'm good. I can
Hmm.
Hmm.
I can I can get mess with the computer, whatever I need to do. But if the movers get there on time and get on the job and they working, I'm good. Other than
Yeah.
that,
I think that's the main stress for every company. It's like, damn,
yeah,
can we get them out the door? If we can get them out the door, everything else today will be fine.
yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think like for those companies that start to get really, really big, and like I've seen one guy, I think he dispatched like 18 crews or way more than that in a single day. And I'm just like, yo, that's just chaos, in my eyes. Maybe it's controlled chaos at his level,
Yeah,
but it's chaos in my eyes because I'm like, all these people, like for me, I guess I'm still trying to hone it in where it's like, everybody wants to run to the dispatcher, like movers, drivers, everybody wants to run. Hey, what's going on today? What's going on today? What's the inventory looking like? Blah, blah, blah. And it's kind of like, oh, God damn, the dispatcher, the only thing he's trying to do is just debrief the drivers, let them know what they're getting into today. But it's like everybody's in his ear, and then it's hope that, did everybody do their truck inspection today? Did everybody do their equipment check today? And all of that trying to be done to get them out the door. And it's just like so many people is in their ear. So I guess for me, it's trying to hone in on just saying, well, hey, movers, stay your ass over there. Let me tell the driver's going to debrief you. And then kind of go from there.
So when I think I told you guys when I first started moving, well, I did moving when I was in college a little bit, but when I started saying, okay, what I'm gonna do moving, and let me go try to train. I went to 2 men in a truck, and I went to what they did, that branch did, was the movers had to be all in butts and seats at 6:15. Everybody was sitting down, drivers, helpers, and everything. They had the GM guy in the front, just going over assignments and everything. And they had one guy already checking the trucks. He was already getting everything ready. And he was just going over the assignments for the day. But if you wasn't in that seat, they already had backups. That's where I learned how to do backups. They already had backups ready to take your spot. So they'd get everybody and then they send people off. But everybody was sitting down, listening at the same time, instead of everybody going at one at a time. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? He just debriefed everybody at the same time. That was a long time ago, before technology.
Oh yeah, and I thought about having those meetings as well. We try to really focus on getting the guys in. Like I guess we got a later start. I know in Texas you got to start early because it gets hot very fast.
Yeah, so my guys, as of right now, they already in the trucks right now, heading to their spots. But some people keep talking, keep calling.
Yeah, ain't that the case? So yeah, we get our guys, try to get them to the office by 8 and then get them out to the first job at least by 9. And that's why I said we start a little later than most people. But it's like versus having people oversleep in our area, and especially in our area, like we deal with the cold, the absolute coldness of negative 5 degrees.
Okay, that's right. Yeah.
So ain't nobody trying to get up at no damn 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and say, hey, I'll meet you at the office, and the goddamn no sun out. It's gonna be cold for a hot minute before it starts to warm up.
Oh man. That's so
felt that in my bones.
How far do they have to drive to each location? So do you stay, because like DFW is a big location, so they can drive like DFW, Fort Worth area, Frisco, Allen, all that. Each location sometimes it takes them about 30-45 minutes. Depends on where they're going.
Yeah, everything is kind of close out here for the most part. You're probably talking about 20-30 minutes. It's rare if you go an hour, type of thing. We do service 7 counties, so it really just depends on how far we actually have to go that day. We may try to get them in a little early, or we do have an hour window to get to the job. So, we kind of could play around with that in a sense.
Right. Okay.
But you just don't want, like I said, with these cold days, like I done woke up at times where I'm heading to the office around 7 o'clock and it's -6 degrees out. And you're just like, damn, I had to leave my car to warm up for an hour so I can get in it. And then then I try to put the heat on and I got frost blowing at my face and I'm like, God damn it, it's cold. Yeah. So, I don't miss those days, and then the late nights when the customers have a real huge job and they're like, oh yeah, you're out at 6-7 o'clock at night and there's no sun and it's just brick cold, but it's one of those things New York goes through. Winter and fall is our only season. I don't know what the summer is. Summer, it rains more in summer than it stay hot.
Makes me appreciate Arizona.
So we do got some questions. Let me go through the questions we have. Let's see. So Moesha said something about what does it take to become part of Max Moving Company? Obviously, the only thing you got to do is apply to work for us. Just apply. We'll go through the interview process. As long as you can lift. Got to have the muscles. And then Amaral said, like employee-wise, how many movers do smaller, medium, larger companies run with? And to answer that question, Amaral, one of the things is every company varies in size. It really just depends on how many trucks you have. What's your capacity for a number of jobs you can take in your market? We've seen companies as big that I know of, that have like 300 movers, including drivers, and have like 100 and something trucks, So that's from what I've seen. But then when you're talking about franchises like 2 men in a truck, or what's those other people?
All My Sons.
All My Sons, yes.
All My Sons.
Those franchises have, oh man, I don't want to put a number to movers. I might be inaccurate. And then you can have, go ahead.
It's basically what you can take. Like,
yeah,
as an owner, like if you can, if you have a headache, with two trucks, then that's the only you can take. Like whatever you can take as an owner. Like if it can go up, like if you can manage 2 or 4 or 5 trucks, you can do that. So it's whatever you can take as an owner. I wouldn't just say, oh, small business should take this, and no, like, because you can be a small business, have 4 trucks and still outdoing the guy that has 20, 30 trucks because of your prices
and efficiency.
So
hence having Max Moving training on your team, we can create some efficiency. But no, so so pretty much you want to make sure that you're maxing out your output. So if you know that, hey, you're always maxing out 1 truck, you're always maxing out 2 trucks, and you just always having to get a 3rd truck, and majority of your money is going to a rental truck or whatever the case is, it may be time for that 3rd crew to come in, and maybe time for a 3rd truck that you need to have in your inventory. Yeah. And you just keep maximizing that output. Don't just say, well, hey, I'm gonna go get 5 trucks and I'm gonna get 30 movers.
Yeah. Don't do that in the summertime though. Tell them do that in the wintertime. Because in the summertime, you're always gonna have that. You're gonna have more moves, but when you slow, that's when you still busy like that. That's when you know that you need more crews. In the summertime, you already know you're gonna need more crews.
And I feel like the summertime is, I don't want to say the wrong word, but I think it's like a false sense of hope. Because we know that obviously you're going to maximize. You're going to say, well, hey, I got 4 or 5 trucks going out, hypothetically speaking, or maybe more in the summer months. But then after August or September, you start to get down to like 2 or 3 trucks. And you're like, damn it, I knew I needed another truck. And now I'm not using it. So I feel like, looking at your averages, how many jobs are you averaging on a regular throughout the year comfortably? We know January and February is the horrible part of the year, so don't look at January, February as your benchmarks, but like the other 10 months of the year, kind of like get that average of how many jobs are you really averaging comfortably, and then kind of base your fleet around that or whatever the case is. And I would think that would probably be the best picture, because every summer is different. This summer here, it's probably starting off the way that most people didn't want it to start off.
Yeah.
Last summer, like, God damn, we don't have enough staff. We can't, do this or whatever the case is. And every summer is going to have its challenge. So don't just think, well, hey, last summer I went into last summer and we did 100 jobs in June. And this summer we're definitely going to do 150. Yeah. Every summer is going to be different.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no. So, any recommendations on things that or challenges you've been facing this summer, Verna?
Oh, because we just kind of started off. Challenges, just getting these guys to remember to drink water out here. A lot of times, these guys will keep on drinking these Red Bulls, these, and they're trying to pass out or stuff like that. And like, watch what you're eating, they forget, sometimes when when you out past summer and, winter and stuff, they all right. But in the summertime, you got to hydrate, make sure you guys are eating correctly, because, You know, you're going to pass out. You're going up these stairs, and just trying to get these guys back into, you know, May was kind of preseason, you know, like football, and now it's season time, you know,
Yeah,
and
time to
now
get
it's
it.
time to now it's time to work, you know, and get lean and mean, you know.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And, you know, obviously I know that, like, for me, like, I would say that I see people drinking this Mountain Dew stuff and these sodas nowadays, and it's just like I guess the older you get, the more health conscious you get.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that just ultimately, I think, just warms you up, like gets to you. Like, it's not like something that, oh well, hey, I'm gonna do this intentionally. It's something that just grabs a hold of you. You just start thinking like, damn, 56 grams of sugar. Like, I'm not even a mathematician, and I just think that's a lot. Like,
especially for owners as well. Like, I let myself go a little bit. I just started working back out this morning. Like I'm doing 75 hard, and then I did it this morning. It's kind of hard, but it's okay.
When'd you start? When'd you start? 75 hard. Oh, literally this morning.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that's what's up.
Yeah. So you know, I gotta finish up. You know, I gotta read my books and stuff for the rest of the, you know, drink more water and all this other stuff the rest of the day. But like I was telling you guys earlier, I love talking to you guys because it's therapy, and then it's also therapy and nuggets that I get from you guys, and I really appreciate you guys on that. So just
appreciate you too.
Yeah. So mentally, as an owner, you guys make sure you guys take care of yourselves, because I've been to the bottom, I've been to the top, I've been in the middle, I've been everywhere, and I love it when I'm in shape. I'm in shape, and my mind is good, and I don't make mistakes like I do when you're out of shape, you know. So getting back to getting in shape, because I'm getting my mind right, body right, and everything.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And you know,
don't fall off as an owner. Don't fall off.
Here's what's really cool, because we got this podcast going on, and you just started the 75 hard.
Yeah.
I'd like to know your progression and what you're feeling as you're going through the process, because I love that challenge. Can you share with the audience what the challenge is about a little bit, so they have an idea?
Yeah. So, and you know, I just started the challenge. I can just show you guys. So on here, it's an app on your phone, and it's for entrepreneurs, business people, to just get back into shape and to challenge yourself mentally, spiritually, and physically. And it gives you really good. It tells you to, you know, read, tells you to eat correctly, tells you to work out. You got to work out in the morning, work out for 45 minutes at a gym, or in your gym in a house. And then you got to work out again 45 minutes outside, no matter the weather. Like if it rains, sleet, snow, you got to work out outside. You got to take a cold bath. Try to just work your mentally and your body, and just try to make you hard. That's why it says 75 hard. You know, it try to break you back. It tries to break you down to build you back up, and then also losing weight at the same time.
Yeah, no, that I read the requirements of it, and I'm putting it off. They said if you're going to get started, and I'm just like, shit.
We're gonna do it in the winter time. I know it's kind of busy in the summer right now, but winter time, let's get it in.
Hold up. I ain't in Florida.
Let's get it in. Yep, we're in.
I ain't in Florida no more. 45 minutes out in this cold weather, you get frostbite.
That's why you didn't do it. You didn't start tomorrow, Matt. You know,
all right, there it is. There it is.
One last question, I guess, from Amaral. If anybody else got any questions, definitely post them. But I think he says, are there any repercussions for guys for reoccurring lates?
Ooh. So my rules in Texas is a little bit different than you guys. If you guys want me to answer this one as well, like everybody had different rules, but my thing is, if you're late and my guys are and the guys are waiting for you, what I do is have the guys, they got to pay for the guys' waiting time. So if you have two guys waiting for you, you gotta pay for them waiting for you. So we'll take out that check and give it to those guys waiting for you. So unless they say no, we okay, you know, we'll wait for them. You don't have to take it out. But my guy, my old man will mark it down. He'll mark it down. It's
Shoot,
like okay.
who not going to say, hey,
Like
okay.
So
Nah, my time's not important. It's all good.
yeah.
I'll wait around.
Yeah. So, but you know, sometimes they let him make it. Sometimes, but you know, if, you know, that's what I do. But you know, my guys, they like that. You know, they got the option of like, okay, everybody knows if you're late and the guy's got to wait an hour for you, you got to pay those two guys waiting for you.
Yeah.
Before they go to the job, and that's the reason why I have a 2-hour window from 7 to 9 for arrival time in the morning. Because it's DFW, you got to drive everywhere in different places. I have a 2-hour gap. So if they get there at 8, they on time. If they get there at 9, they on time. Now if they get over 9:05, they're late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like having the option too, like, because life is fluid, right? You don't know what's happening with the client. Something they could have popped a tire, like, but I would make mine very situational. And there's a saying, buyers are liars, so you don't know whether they're lying to you or not either.
Yeah.
But you have to do your due diligence and decide, like, all right, am I charging them for this time that I'm sitting here waiting, or is it a valid excuse?
So it depends. If we're talking about late to the job, as far as, hey, the guy's showing up to headquarters, or late to the customer's house, obviously if they're late to a customer's house, that's a conversation that need to be had. But if they're late to the office, you know, I try not to be a stickler where it's like, oh, 5 minutes, oh, you're freaking late, 5 minutes. You know, I try not to be that. But if you're here, you get everything you need to get done and you're out the door by 8:30, I'm kind of like, okay, you know what? But if we have a backup, so this is the situation. If we have a backup and by 8:05, if the original guy that was supposed to be on the lineup isn't in attendance by 8:05 and that backup is here before you, okay, you know what? And you didn't tell us that you was running late either, then we're going to put the backup out there. And if they get out there, they get out before you get to the office. Hey, you just came in the office at your own recognizance and you're just going to lose hours today.
Yeah. Because I do have some backups, but sometimes, you know, like people like to work with them, certain people. So,
well, we have teams of I think 4. So like usually I try to do a driver assistant, which is a hybrid mover / driver, and then 2 movers. Okay. So if the jobs are majority 3-man jobs, then there's someone always should be like that winging guy that's on backup that usually just works with the crew. And I feel like if we could do that, where hey, all 4 guys are coming in, but hey, maybe you're on backup today, maybe you're going out today, whatever the case is. If that hybrid driver is on backup, of course he could fill in for anyone, you know. So it's kind of like just making sure that everybody knows that their role, you know, for that day.
Okay.
And like you mentioned last week, you know, hey, you're paying your guys to show up on backup.
Yeah.
So, hey, ain't no excuse. Get in here.
Yeah.
We pay you. You may not get paid like the 8 hours that you maybe should have been scheduled for if you didn't go out, if you went out that day. But hey, you know what? We still need you because there's just, you know, we're running a grown man daycare at the end of the day, and somebody's just not going to wake up or show up.
So, one thing about that I was going to tell you is also when the guys are waiting, if they don't want that backup, if they know they can make it to the customer house before 9 and still wait for that guy, and they know you have a backup waiting for them, and it's like, oh, we really don't want that backup, we'll wait for that guy. That's another thing where they don't care about him being late or care about them paying him for being late, you know, because they'll wait for him because he's better than the backup. So,
well, that's why I feel like the leads, they know they're 4. They know, they know they're 3 because they're obviously they should know themselves. So, so they know they're 3, and they know that obviously if there's one guy that's just, you know, just not that guy, that's for your team. Hey, maybe that guy's a guy for the other team.
Yeah.
You know, you had that conversation, like we did lottery, we did a football, like an NFL draft. Where we're like, hey guys, you're going to pick your teams out and we're going to do a lottery or whatever the case is, because everybody wants this guy and everybody wants that guy, you know, and y'all can't be fighting over the same guy. So John, you're on the table, you got 30 seconds to make your pick, and you know, and then basically guys go through.
Pretty good. Yeah,
that sounds fun.
You know, and they pick their team for the you know, maybe 6 months or so, and maybe we'll do it again after 6 months or whatever the case is.
I
and it's
just
just
I
having
just hate
fun.
it when I just hate when teams have fallouts. It just pisses you off. Like, oh, I don't want to work with him no more. And then you got to switch up the teams. They just most of these, yeah, yeah,
Well, again, make it fun. Make it a
yeah,
culture where it's like, hey guys, John, so I guess you having an issue with Mike, and Ray, who's my other lead. I'm making up names, so don't mind me.
yeah.
So hey, John and Ray. So I think there's a trade on the table. Do y'all want to make a trade? And again, keep
Oh,
it
that's
like
pretty
football.
good. Okay.
And basically by having that type of fun and interaction, but being serious at the end of the day, it's just like, okay, you know what? Mike just isn't going to work out on John's team. Ray, do you have anybody that you're willing to trade for Mike? Oh yeah, Mike. He works really great with us. So I'll trade Rasheem. He can go
Yeah,
over there. Okay,
yeah,
and then you kind of make that switch.
yeah.
You
That's
know, so it's just like I said, it's what you do with your culture and how fun you make it. Because at the end of the day, this moving stuff can be stressful. It's
yeah,
just you got to make sure that hey, your guys are happy and do what you can without having to spend as much as you need. You don't need to spend.
yeah.
All right, guys. So we are at the top of the hour. Sheesh,
Okay,
be going by
that's
fast.
quick.
So anything last words y'all want to give before we kick off?
I
You wanna go
appreciate you
first,
guys.
Verna?
I appreciate you guys. That's all I gotta say. Every time I come on here on Thursdays, this last couple of weeks, I've been having a better week for some reason. So I guess you got lucky charm.
Oh
Thank
man.
you.
Respect, my brother. No, I appreciate you guys too. I appreciate the audience. I appreciate you asking questions. But I'll end with we're all carrying cups, and we all have something in our cups. And if you're carrying a cup of hot water and you spill it, it burns, and you get pissed off, and you get angry, and you get frustrated because the person bumped you. But if you're carrying cold water and the person bumps you, it's almost funny. It's almost a joke. It's almost like, hey, you bumped me. And we're doing this in our lives all the time. Ask yourself, what are you carrying in your cup? Because people are going to bump us. And when we get bumped, how are we going to show up? Just as Dwight said, hey, are we going to make fun out of this? Like, hey, are we doing a trade? Are we doing a swap? Are we doing this? Are we going to be pissed off, bitter, upset, and angry? Because life is happening. That's what's going to happen. But yeah, go do your thing. It's summertime. It's busy time. Carry a cup of cold water because you're going to need it.
Well, where are you getting this? I love that.
Right.
Hey,
On,
hey,
on that
hey,
note, with these
I got
goddamn
cold water
analogies,
all
we're gonna
day.
end it right there.
Love
Like we gonna
that.
call Cliff the analogy man because he just coming up with all these goddamn
Yeah.
sayings that we ain't never heard before. Hot water. Yeah, it's hot because it's hot outside.
Yeah.
But all right, everybody. So y'all enjoy your day, your weekend. We'll see y'all next Thursday. If y'all have any questions for Cliff, Verna, myself, hey, we in the Facebook group. Just reach out. We won't bite your head off. And y'all take care. All right, y'all.
Have a great day, everyone.
All right, you too. Bye.